Alright, so let's just face it, guys. You clicked this video for a reason. You suck at Destiny 2. Now I get it. You might not have a clue where to begin when it comes to the Crucible. Maybe you even did well in Destiny 1. You could have had a decent KD, knew about the metas, you had a playstyle that worked for you. But this is Destiny 2, and this is a whole new beast, and it comes with a whole new set of playstyles. You see, there's so much that goes into being a decent PvP player, and with this series, I intend on covering as much of that as possible. Now, I'm not the best. I am far from it. I do not consider myself to be the best. But I do consider myself to be an above-average player, and I'm here to share a few tips and tricks in this series. So without further ado, welcome to Why You Suck at Destiny 2. So let's just jump into it. For our first episode, we're going to be talking about a key component with Destiny 2 when it comes to PvP. Now without further ado, let me just introduce you to the team shot. See, in Destiny 1, I was a bit of a rogue. I'd do my own thing in Crucible and I'd feel safe while doing so. Oftentimes, I'd walk in and I'd find two enemies and I could come out victorious. But now the game has changed, and the stats behind the game have changed. You see, Bungie introduced two major changes to Crucible when Destiny 2 was released, and because of this, the team shot has finally worked its way from other games into the Destiny playstyle. Now, of the two changes, the one that I consider to be the most important is the time to kill. Bungie made it so that it is much harder to kill an opponent. It takes a longer time. Now, basically what they did was just raise the health bar of all the players, and because of that, it takes a longer time and more bullets to put down an enemy. Secondly, they made all of PvP 4v4, and what 4v4 means is it means you're going to run into more situations where you're outnumbered and outgunned. Now, team shooting isn't new to gaming by any means, and it's fairly common sense. But to do well in Crucible for the first time, you're gonna need to stick together. You can't go rogue like you could in Destiny 1. You can't be that lone hunter on the battlefield. Stick together as a team if you'd like to have the best chance of winning. Now when it comes to team shooting, it's kind of common sense. You want to stick together. And I'm sure every team has their own way to team shoot. But today, I'm going to tell you 3 simple ways to make this effective and make it work for you. So the first way to team shoot is the 4-man team. Now it's simple, like it sounds. You all stick together and you all aim together. This is the strongest team choice, but it also leaves you vulnerable to something like rockets, grenade spam, or just any sort of thing that could target multiple people at once. The second style of team shot today that we're going to talk about is my personal favorite. It's the 3v1 flank. Now see, when it comes to flanking, you have to be really careful because like I said, being caught alone is a big problem. And with the 3v1 flank, this is a risk you run. Now, the way you go about this is simple. 3 players on your team engage the majority of the enemies, as many as they can find. You want to cause a lot of chaos and commotion and lead them to believe that all 4 of your teammates are there. What they don't know is that your 4th teammate that you've designated as the flanker is looping around outside the radar, and they're usually going to try and pick off the enemies from the side or from the rear. Now, they're going to be the main killer on the team if you use this strategy, because the whole point of the 3-man flank is for the 3 to get in a long-range or close-range firefight where they're wounding the enemy, and the solo guy is picking them off from behind. Now lastly, we have my least favorite flank, but sometimes you gotta make do, and that's the 2-and-2 flank. Now, it's not necessarily going to be a flanking system, but what it really is map control. Half the team is gonna go one way, half the team's gonna go the other way, and you're gonna try to converge on a point. So, think of it like a sheepdog herding some sheep. You're gonna be fighting the enemy from one side, they're gonna back up into your other 2 teammates on the other side, and you're gonna sort of just pinch them. Now, I don't like this method the most because I feel most teams run 3-and-1 or just the 4-man team. And with that, it's really, really easy to drop those 2 people, move on to the other 2 and drop them. So if you're going to be running the 2-man team, or the 2-man teams, what you really, really have to do is make sure you've got a partner you can trust, because it's really, really important to know that they'll land their shots and that you'll land yours. Now, when it comes to a shooter game like Destiny that has an active radar, there's something really, really important you've got to try and have. and that's situational awareness. We'll actually end up talking about this in a later episode, but for now, we're going to leave you with a short little bit of it. If you're ever without your battle buddy, you got to choose your battles wisely. See, if you turn a corner and you wind up face to face with 2 or more people, get out of there. There's honestly no business you have fighting that fight unless you can see that they're weak or that they don't have a sightline on you and you can at least pick off one. Now, I get it. I've been there. I've been able to kill both of them, and I get that greedy, tense feeling you get when you see 2 people not looking at you and you think you can beat them. But I'm telling you, in Destiny 2, it is a hard thing to pull off. A 2v1 is rare, a 3v1 is even rarer, and I'm not even going to talk about a quad kill because they just don't happen often. Alright guys, so that's where I'm going to end the video now. Today we learned about some team shooting, and we learned about some different flanking techniques. So hopefully next week I'll be back with something a little bit around the same lines so you can mix this video with that video and overall just keep doing better and better in PvP. Now remember, you came here for one reason and it's because you suck. But hopefully at the end of each video you'll be doing a little bit better. So thank you guys. Can't wait to see you next time.